What cosmic insights await you? Welcome to ASTRALX, illuminating your cosmic path.
I'm Lunaria Celine, Intuitive Guide.
And I'm Solarian Zephyr, Cosmic Strategist.
Together, we'll explore how the stars impact your life.
To subscribe for more cosmic wisdom, and like and share for more content.
Ready to uncover your celestial blueprint?
Discover your full chart and connect with us at ASTRALX.
In this deep dive,
We're focusing on a truly spectacular event, the planetary alignment happening in January and February 2025.
picture this: Venus, Mars, Jupiter,
Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune.
all gracing our evening sky.
Now, before you imagine a perfectly straight line of planets, let's clarify what a planetary alignment really is.
It's all about perspective,
Right, from Earth, it looks like these planets are lining up,
creating this visual spectacle.
but they're still incredibly far apart in the vastness of space.
Exactly.
So no interplanetary fender bender.
Thankfully not.
But what makes this particular alignment so special?
It's the sheer number of planets involved.
I see.
Alignments aren't uncommon. All planets orbit the sun in roughly the same plane.
Right.
But having this many visible at once is quite a treat for sky watchers.
So when's the best time to catch this celestial show?
Late January is prime time, especially between the 21st and the 25th.
Okay,
Just after sunset, as the sky darkens, look towards the west.
got it.
The waxing crescent moon won't be too bright, so it won't overshadow the planets.
Early February will still work, right?
Early February will still work, but daylight will make the planets a bit harder to see.
And you mentioned not all planets will be visible to the naked eye.
That's right.
What will we need to see the full lineup?
The stars of the show, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn, will be shining bright enough to spot without any equipment.
Okay.
But to catch the fainter glows of Uranus and Neptune, you'll need binoculars or a telescope.
I see.
Patience is key, though.
Right.
Finding those two in the vast expanse of space can be a bit like searching for a cosmic needle in a haystack.
Okay, patience noted. Now, I know a lot of people are curious about whether this alignment is just a visual treat
Yeah.
or if it holds a deeper meaning,
Yeah.
especially astrologically.
That's where things get really fascinating.
Okay.
Astrologers believe each planet brings its unique energy to the mix,
Right.
creating a kind of cosmic cocktail
Oh.
that can influence global trends and even personal experiences.
So we've got 6 planets,
Mm.
each with its own energy signature.
Exactly.
What are some of the key astrological themes at play here?
Well, Jupiter and Saturn are often linked to financial systems,
Okay.
and astrologer Jessica Adams has suggested this alignment could strongly influence cryptocurrency and the rise of decentralized finance.
Cryptocurrency, that's a hot topic for many of our listeners.
Mm.
Why does she see this connection to the alignment specifically?
Adams argues that Jupiter, representing expansion and growth,
Uh-huh.
aligns perfectly with the decentralized nature of cryptocurrency, while Saturn, associated with structure and discipline, points to its potential for long-term stability and regulation.
Interesting.
This combination, she believes, could lead to a significant shift in how we view and interact with financial systems.
That's a compelling perspective. What about the other planets? What kind of energies are they bringing to this cosmic cocktail?
Uranus and Neptune are known for their connection to innovation, technology, and spirituality.
Okay.
Astrologer Susan Miller has described this alignment as a time when the veil between worlds thins,
Mm.
potentially leading to breakthroughs in both technology and consciousness.
That's fascinating.
This might sound a bit mystical, but think about it. Could this alignment coincide with groundbreaking discoveries
Right.
in fields like quantum physics, or perhaps even new understandings of the universe that challenge our current models?
A veil lifting between worlds.
Yeah.
It definitely sparks the imagination.
Yes.
And what about Mars and Venus? What impact do they have in this alignment?
Mars is all about action and drive, while Venus focuses on relationships and values.
Okay.
This combination might make us reevaluate our priorities,
Right.
especially in our personal relationships. Are we truly aligned with what matters most to us? This alignment could be the cosmic nudge to seek greater authenticity in our connections.
So there's a lot to consider on both a personal and global level.
Absolutely.
But beyond the planets themselves, are there other celestial events happening during this time that we should be aware of?
Oh, absolutely. Think of it as a celestial bonus round.
Okay.
We've got meteor showers, a full moon in February, perfect for stargazing, and even a comet making an appearance.
Hold on. A comet. Now, that's not something you see every day.
Right.
Tell me more.
This particular comet, Comet ZTF 2025, is returning after a long journey through the cosmos.
Okay.
In many traditions, comets are seen as harbingers of change, marking significant shifts and transformations.
So we have this planetary alignment symbolizing potential shifts,
Yes.
and a comet often associated with transformation.
Right.
Could this suggest that 2025 might be a particularly eventful year?
That's a question worth pondering. While we can't predict the future with certainty,
Right.
this celestial activity certainly hints at a year of potential upheaval and breakthroughs. It encourages us to be open to new possibilities and embrace changes that might come our way.
Okay, so far we've covered the best times to see the alignment, the planets involved, and the possible astrological significance. But let's get practical for a moment. Any tips for actually observing this event?
Absolutely. Location is key. You'll want to find a spot with dark skies and an unobstructed view of the western horizon.
Okay.
If you live in a city with lots of light pollution,
Right.
you might need to take a little road trip to find the perfect stargazing spot.
So city dwellers, it might be time to plan a stargazing adventure. What else should we keep in mind for the best viewing experience?
Patience is your best friend when it comes to stargazing.
Okay.
Give your eyes time to adjust to the darkness. You'll be amazed how much more you can see when you let your eyes adapt.
Got it.
And don't forget to dress warmly. Evenings can get chilly, especially if you're out for a while.
That's great advice. And for those new to stargazing, any resources you recommend for identifying the planets?
There are some fantastic stargazing apps available.
Oh, cool.
Just point your phone at the sky, and the
Yeah.
app will identify the stars, planets, and constellations.
That's really helps them.
Some popular ones are Sky Tonight, Starwalk 2, and Stellarium.
Okay.
They're user-friendly and a great way to enhance your stargazing experience.
I'll definitely check those out. Now, let's delve a little deeper into the astrological side of things.
Okay.
We've talked about some general themes, but how might this alignment affect us on a personal level?
In astrology, each planet is associated with specific areas of life.
Okay.
Venus, for example, is linked to love and relationships,
Uh-huh.
Mars to action and energy,
Right.
Jupiter to growth and expansion, and so on.
Got it.
During this alignment, the combined energy of these planets might highlight these areas, bringing certain themes into sharper focus for you.
So it's almost like specific parts of our lives are illuminated by a cosmic spotlight.
That's a great way to put it.
I like that.
You might feel a surge of passion for your creative projects,
Okay.
a renewed drive to achieve certain goals,
Uh-huh.
or a deeper longing for authentic connection with others.
I see.
But remember, it's not a one-size-fits-all experience.
Right.
How these energies affect you will depend on your individual birth chart
Okay.
and the placement of these planets within your personal astrological map.
That's right. It's not a generic horoscope, but rather a nuanced understanding of how these cosmic energies interact with our individual blueprint.
Exactly.
So how can someone use this alignment to their advantage?
This is where self-reflection comes in.
Okay.
This alignment presents a powerful opportunity to look inward
Uh-huh.
and ask yourself some important questions.
Like what?
What areas of life are calling for your attention?
Okay.
What changes do you feel drawn to make?
Uh-huh.
How can you align your actions with your deepest values and desires?
I see.
This alignment might just provide the clarity and motivation you need to make those changes happen.
It sounds like this alignment is not just about gazing up at the stars, but also turning our gaze inwards,
Right.
reflecting on our lives,
Yeah.
and perhaps even making some course corrections.
Exactly. It's an invitation to connect with the vastness of the universe and the depths of your own being, to acknowledge your place in this cosmic dance, and embrace the transformative energies swirling around us all.
Beautifully said. It seems like this alignment reminds us that we're not just passive observers of the cosmos, but active participants in its unfolding story.
Precisely. And that leads to an interesting point. We've discussed potential transformations on a personal and global scale, but could this alignment's impact extend even further? What if it signifies breakthroughs that challenge our understanding of the very fabric of reality?
Now you've really piqued my curiosity. What kind of shift are you imagining?
Consider this. We live in a world shaped by science and technology,
Uh-huh.
relying on our senses and instruments to understand the universe. But what if this alignment encourages us to explore beyond the purely physical?
Are you talking about expanding our perception of reality itself?
Yes. What if this alignment sparks discoveries that challenge current scientific paradigms
Wow.
and open us to new dimensions of existence?
That's a mind-blowing concept. It's almost like we're on the cusp of a new renaissance, where
Yes,
science and spirituality begin to converge.
perhaps we are. And that's what makes this alignment so captivating. It's not merely a visual spectacle or an astrological event. It's a potent symbol of the mysteries that lie ahead, beckoning us to explore the unknown and embrace the infinite possibilities the universe holds.
It's as if the cosmos itself is inviting us to step outside our comfort zones and embrace a more expansive view of reality.
Right.
But what about Comet ZTF 2025?
Yes.
We know comets are often associated with upheaval and transformation.
Right.
Given the context of this alignment, could this comet signify something more specific?
It's certainly possible. Remember, comets are celestial travelers, journeying through vast stretches of space.
Okay.
They carry the energy and information gathered along the way.
Right.
Some believe comets act as cosmic messengers, bringing new insights and perspectives to Earth.
So you're suggesting that Comet ZTF 2025 might carry a specific message for humanity. What could that message be?
That's the intriguing part. While we can't know for sure,
Right.
we can look to history for clues. Throughout the ages, comets have been linked with both positive and negative events,
Okay.
seen as omens of war and disaster, but also as harbingers of peace and prosperity.
It seems the interpretation of a comet's message often depends on the prevailing beliefs and attitudes of the time.
That's true. But no matter how we interpret its meaning, Comet ZTF 2025's appearance during this planetary alignment adds another layer of intrigue to this already fascinating celestial event.
Right.
It's as if the universe is orchestrating a symphony of energies, inviting us to pay attention and decipher its cosmic message.
This conversation has definitely shifted my perspective on this planetary alignment. It's not just a cool astronomical event. It's a potential turning point for humanity, a time to reflect, to question, and to embrace the unknown.
Precisely. And as we move deeper into 2025,
Yeah.
remember that we're not merely passive observers of these celestial events.
Right.
We're active participants in the cosmic dance, shaping the future with our thoughts, beliefs, and actions.
So this alignment is a call to action. What actions can we take to make the most of this potent energy?
It's about aligning ourselves with the transformative energies swirling around us. Step into your fullest potential and embrace the possibilities that lie ahead.
I love that. It's not about passively waiting for the future to unfold, but actively shaping it with intention and awareness.
Exactly. And that brings us to another fascinating point. We've talked about how this alignment might influence global trends and personal growth, but what about its impact on specific areas of life?
You mean, how might this alignment affect our relationships, careers, or creative pursuits?
Yes, precisely. Remember, each planet is associated with specific areas of life. Venus, the planet of love and beauty, might bring a renewed focus on our relationships,
Okay.
encouraging us to seek harmony and connection.
Uh-huh.
Mars, the planet of action and energy, might inspire us to pursue our goals with greater passion and determination.
So it's like these planets are giving us a cosmic push in different directions. But does that mean our lives are predetermined by these planetary movements?
Not at all. It's not that these planets dictate our lives, but rather they create a certain cosmic climate that we can choose to align with.
Okay.
It's like the difference between sailing with the wind or against it.
Right.
If we're aware of the prevailing winds, we can adjust our sails accordingly and navigate our lives with greater ease and purpose.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
It's about understanding the cosmic weather patterns and making conscious choices about how we want to navigate them.
Precisely. And that brings us to another fascinating point. We've talked about the astrological significance of this alignment,
Yeah.
but what about its scientific implications? What are astronomers saying about this event?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I know astronomers and astrologers often have different perspectives on celestial events.
Yeah.
While astrologers focus on the symbolic meaning and potential energetic influences, astronomers are more interested in the physical properties and mechanics of the planets and stars.
That's right. And from a scientific perspective, this planetary alignment is simply a matter of celestial mechanics. The planets are all orbiting the sun, and from our viewpoint on Earth, it just so happens they appear close together in the sky at this particular time.
I see.
It's a fascinating sight,
Yeah.
but it doesn't hold any special scientific significance.
So for astronomers, it's more about the beauty and rarity of the event,
Right.
rather than any specific scientific implications.
That's right. However, even though this alignment doesn't have any direct scientific impact,
Right.
it does provide a great opportunity for astronomers to study the planets and learn more about their characteristics.
Oh, okay.
They can observe the planet's brightness, color, and movement, and use this information to refine their understanding of the solar system.
So it's a chance to learn more about our celestial neighbors, even if it's not a groundbreaking scientific event in itself.
Exactly. And it's a reminder that even though we live in an age of advanced technology,
Uh-huh.
there's still so much we don't know about the universe.
Right.
Events like this planetary alignment spark our curiosity and inspire us to continue exploring the cosmos.
It's almost as if the universe is reminding us that there's always more to discover. But speaking of discoveries, let's talk about the comet that's gracing our skies during this alignment. Comet ZTF 2025, as it's known, is making a return appearance after a long journey through the solar system.
Yes.
What do we know about this celestial visitor?
Comet ZTF 2025 is a long-period comet,
Right.
meaning it takes a very long time to orbit the sun.
I see.
Some estimates suggest it might take thousands of years for this comet to complete one orbit.
Wow.
This means it has witnessed a vast amount of cosmic history, traveling through the solar system for millennia, gathering information and energy along the way.
Wow, that's an incredibly long journey. It's almost like a time capsule from the early solar system. Why are astronomers so interested in studying comets like this one?
Comets can provide valuable insights into the conditions that existed when the solar system was forming.
Wow.
Think of it as a window into the past.
Hmm.
And beyond their scientific value, comets have always held a special place in human imagination. They've been seen as omens, as messengers, and as symbols of change and transformation.
It's fascinating how these celestial objects have captured our attention for centuries.
It is. I think it's because they represent something beyond the ordinary. They're a reminder that the universe is constantly in motion, constantly evolving, and full of mysteries waiting to be uncovered.
It's a beautiful reminder of the vastness and wonder of the cosmos.
It is, and that brings us to an interesting point. We've talked about how this planetary alignment might signify a shift in our understanding of reality.
Yeah.
But what if this shift isn't just about expanding our scientific knowledge?
Yeah.
What if it's also about rediscovering ancient wisdom?
I'm intrigued. What kind of ancient wisdom are you thinking about?
Throughout history, many cultures have held a deep reverence for the cosmos. They saw the stars and planets as divine beings and believed the movements of the celestial bodies influenced life on Earth.
So you're suggesting that this alignment might be a time to reconnect with those ancient traditions?
Yes. What if this alignment is a cosmic nudge,
Okay.
encouraging us to revisit the wisdom of our ancestors and explore the deeper connections between humanity and the cosmos?
It's almost like a call to rediscover the sacredness of the universe.
Exactly. And that brings us to another fascinating point.
Okay.
We've talked about how this alignment might influence our personal lives.
Right.
But what if it also has a collective impact?
Yeah.
What if it's a catalyst for positive social change?
That's a hopeful thought.
Mhm.
How might this alignment inspire positive change on a global scale?
Remember that this alignment involves planets associated with growth,
Uh-huh.
expansion,
Okay.
innovation,
Right.
and spiritual awakening.
I see.
What if the combined energy of these planets helps to shift collective consciousness towards greater compassion, understanding, and unity?
You're suggesting that this alignment can help to usher in a more harmonious and peaceful era.
It's a possibility worth considering.
Hmm.
And while we can't predict the future with certainty,
Right.
we can choose to align our intentions with the positive potential of this celestial event. We can use this time to focus on building a better world, connect with our communities, and work towards creating a more just and sustainable future.
That's a beautiful vision. It's inspiring to think that this alignment could be a catalyst for positive change on such a large scale.
It is. And it's a reminder that we are all interconnected and that our individual actions have the power to create a ripple effect that extends far beyond ourselves.
This conversation has been incredibly thought-provoking. You've helped me see this planetary alignment in a whole new light.
I'm glad to hear that.
It's not just a visual spectacle, but a potential turning point for humanity.
Yes.
A time to reflect, to question, to embrace the unknown, and to actively participate in shaping a better future. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's go back to Comet ZTF 2025 for a moment. You mentioned earlier that comets have been viewed as both positive and negative omens throughout history. What are some examples of how different cultures have interpreted comets?
That's a great question. The interpretations are as diverse as the cultures themselves.
Okay.
For example, in ancient Babylon, Comets were often seen as warnings of impending doom,
Okay.
associated with the wrath of the gods. In contrast, the ancient Greeks sometimes viewed comets as symbols of divine favor or the birth of great heroes.
So it seems the same celestial event could be interpreted in vastly different ways depending on the cultural context.
Exactly. It highlights how our beliefs and cultural narratives shape our understanding of the cosmos.
That makes me wonder how we interpret these events today. We live in a world dominated by science and technology. Do we still view the cosmos through the lens of myth and symbolism, or have we moved beyond that?
That's a complex question. On one hand, science has allowed us to gain a much deeper understanding of the physical properties and mechanics of the universe.
Right.
We know that comets are icy remnants from the early solar system, not divine messengers or harbingers of doom.
Right. We've demystified many celestial phenomena through scientific inquiry.
We have. But at the same time, I believe there's still a deep-seated longing within us to connect with the cosmos on a more profound level. We gaze at the stars and experience awe and wonder. We seek meaning and purpose in the vastness of space.
So it's not about choosing between science and symbolism, but rather finding a way to integrate both perspectives.
Precisely. It's about embracing both the rational and the intuitive, the scientific and the spiritual.
Okay.
And I think this planetary alignment offers a perfect opportunity to do just that.
It's a chance to bridge the gap between our scientific understanding and our innate desire to connect with the cosmos on a deeper level. Perhaps we can use this as a springboard to discuss how astrology and astronomy, though often confused, are actually quite distinct disciplines.
Absolutely. Astronomy is the scientific study of the universe. Astronomers use telescopes and other instruments to observe celestial objects, gathering data about their physical properties, movements, and composition.
Got it.
They are concerned with the what and the how of the cosmos. Astrology, however, is a system of divination that attempts to correlate celestial events with human affairs.
I see.
Astrologers are interested in the potential meaning and influence of these events on our lives.
Astrology has been around for thousands of years. While not considered a science, it continues to fascinate and intrigue people around the world.
It does. I think that's because astrology offers a sense of connection to something larger than ourselves. It suggests that we're not just isolated beings on a random planet,
Right.
but rather that we're part of a grand cosmic design.
That brings up a good point. Even if we approach this planetary alignment from a purely scientific perspective, it's worth taking a moment to appreciate its beauty and rarity.
Yes.
It's a chance to acknowledge our place in the vastness of space and to reflect on the interconnectedness of all things.
Well said. Now, we've discussed the general themes and interpretations of this planetary alignment, but I'm curious to know what stands out to you about this event. What piques your interest the most?
Honestly, the idea that this alignment might signify a shift in our understanding of reality truly captivates me.
I see.
We've made incredible strides in science and technology,
Yeah.
but there's still so much we don't know about the universe.
Yeah.
Consciousness and the very nature of reality itself.
Right.
I'm open to the possibility that this alignment could be a catalyst for breakthroughs that challenge our current paradigms and expand our perception of what's possible.
That's a fantastic point. It's exciting to think about the potential for new discoveries and insights that could emerge during this time. And, this idea of shifting paradigms reminds me of the concept of quantum physics.
Oh, interesting. Quantum physics is definitely a mind-bending field of study.
It is.
How do you see the connection to this alignment?
Quantum physics has shown us that the universe is far stranger and more interconnected than we ever imagined.
Right.
It challenges our classical notions of space, time, and causality,
Right.
suggesting that reality is more fluid and interconnected than we perceive it to be.
So you're suggesting that this alignment might be a time when those quantum principles become more evident in our everyday lives.
It's a possibility. Perhaps we'll see breakthroughs in quantum computing, quantum communication, or even quantum healing. Or perhaps we'll simply experience a shift in consciousness that allows us to tap into the interconnectedness of all things on a deeper level.
That's fascinating. It's almost as if the cosmos is inviting us to embrace a more quantum view of reality.
It is. And that brings us to another intriguing point. We've talked about the potential for technological breakthroughs, but what about the possibility of spiritual advancements?
That's a great question. What kind of spiritual advancements are you thinking about?
Remember, this alignment involves planets associated with spirituality, intuition, and higher consciousness.
Right.
What if the combined energy of these planets helps to awaken humanity to a greater sense of interconnectedness and purpose?
You're suggesting that this alignment could be a catalyst for a global spiritual awakening.
It's a possibility. Perhaps we'll see a surge in interest in meditation, mindfulness, and other spiritual practices. Or perhaps we'll simply experience a collective shift in consciousness that allows us to tap into our innate wisdom and compassion.
It's inspiring to think that this alignment could help to usher in a more enlightened and compassionate era for humanity. But before we get too carried away with those possibilities, let's talk a bit more about what people can expect to see during this alignment.
Okay.
What will the planets actually look like in the sky?
You'll be able to see these planets strung across the sky like a celestial necklace.
I love that.
Venus will be the brightest, shining like a brilliant diamond.
Wow.
Jupiter will be the second brightest, looking like a smaller, creamy-colored gem.
Beautiful.
Saturn will be dimmer than Jupiter, but still visible with its distinctive yellowish hue. Mars will appear reddish, like a glowing ember.
And what about Uranus and Neptune? Will they be visible to the naked eye?
Unfortunately, those two will be too faint to see without binoculars or a telescope, but with the right equipment, you should be able to spot them.
Okay.
Uranus will appear as a tiny, pale, greenish disk, while Neptune will look even fainter and bluer.
So we're really in for a spectacular show.
Absolutely. And remember, the planets won't be stationary in the sky. They'll be moving slowly from night to night, shifting their positions relative to each other.
So it's not just a one-night event. It's a celestial dance that unfolds over several weeks.
Exactly. And if you keep track of their positions each night, you'll be able to witness this cosmic ballet firsthand.
I'm starting to get really excited about this alignment.
I am too. And speaking of excitement, this alignment also brings up an interesting point about the role of anticipation in our lives.
Anticipation.
Yeah.
How does that tie into this alignment?
Think about it. We've been talking about this alignment for weeks.
Right.
Building up to this incredible celestial event. And that anticipation, that excitement, is part of the experience.
So you're suggesting that the anticipation leading up to the alignment is as important as the event itself?
In a way, yes. It's like looking forward to a holiday or a special occasion. The anticipation, the planning, the excitement all contribute to the overall enjoyment of the experience.
That's a great point. It's a reminder to savor the journey, not just the destination. But speaking of journeys, what about the journey of Comet ZTF 2025?
Yes.
We know it's a long-period comet, but where did it come from and where is it going?
That's a question that has fascinated astronomers for centuries.
Wow.
Comets like ZTF 2025 are thought to originate from the Oort cloud.
Okay.
A vast spherical cloud of icy bodies that surrounds our solar system.
The Oort cloud. That's a place I've only read about in science fiction books.
It's a real place, though it's incredibly distant and difficult to observe directly.
I see.
It's thought to be a remnant of the early solar system, a vast reservoir of icy planetesimals that never coalesced into planets.
So Comet ZTF 2025 has been traveling for billions of years from the outer reaches of our solar system.
Most likely. It was probably nudged out of the Oort cloud by the gravitational influence of a passing star, or giant molecular cloud.
And after it swings by our sun, where will it go next?
It'll continue its journey back towards the Oort cloud, taking thousands, perhaps even millions of years to complete its orbit.
Wow.
So we were talking about harnessing the energies of this alignment.
Right.
It can feel overwhelming with 6 planets involved.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in.
But think of it like assembling a cosmic toolkit.
Oh, I like that.
Each planet offers unique tools or energies that we can tap into for growth and change.
A cosmic toolkit. So where do we start? How do we even begin to understand these energies and figure out which tools we need?
A great place to begin is with the inner planets, those closest to the sun, Mercury, Venus, and Mars.
Okay.
These represent our more personal day-to-day experiences and motivations.
So Mercury, Venus, Mars are personal toolkit essentials.
Exactly.
Tell me more about how their energies come into play during this alignment.
Mercury, the planet of communication and thinking, might amplify our mental energy. You might find yourself with a heightened sense of curiosity, a thirst for knowledge, or a greater ability to articulate your thoughts and ideas.
So if someone's been wanting to start a blog, write that novel, or even just have more engaging conversations, this could be a really good time to harness that mercurial energy.
Absolutely. Now with Venus, the planet of love and beauty,
Mm.
this alignment could enhance our desire for connection
Right.
and harmony.
Okay.
This might manifest as a deeper appreciation for beauty in all its forms,
Go ahead.
a renewed sense of romance,
Uh-huh.
or a greater desire to create harmonious relationships.
I can see a lot of our listeners getting excited about that.
Mhm.
What about Mars? How does this energy factor into this personal toolkit?
Mars, the planet of action and drive, can
Mhm.
provide a surge of energy and motivation. This could be a time when you feel more assertive,
Okay.
more courageous,
Mm.
and more ready to take action toward your goals.
So if there's a project you've been putting off,
Right.
a risk you've been hesitant to take,
Yeah,
this Martian energy boost could be just what you need to get things moving.
exactly. Now let's move on to the outer planets: Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune.
Okay.
These represent broader themes and influences
Right.
that shape our lives on a larger scale.
Okay, so the outer planets, the heavy hitters of our cosmic toolkit.
Exactly.
What kind of tools or energies do they provide?
Jupiter, the planet of expansion and abundance, might bring opportunities for growth,
Oh.
learning,
Mm.
and good fortune.
Mm.
This could manifest as new opportunities,
Okay.
travel, a deepening of your spiritual practice,
Right.
or even financial windfalls.
That sounds pretty amazing.
Yeah.
What about Saturn, though?
Yeah.
I've heard it referred to as the taskmaster of the zodiac.
Right.
Does that mean it brings challenges during this alignment?
Saturn does have a reputation for bringing challenges.
Right.
But those challenges are ultimately designed to help us grow and mature. During this alignment, Saturn might ask us to examine our responsibilities, to set healthy boundaries,
Right.
and to work diligently towards our goals.
So Saturn's energy is more about discipline and structure,
Exactly.
helping us to build a solid foundation for the future.
Exactly. It's about taking responsibility for our lives
Right.
and making wise choices that support our long-term growth.
That makes sense. Now, what about Uranus and Neptune? They seem a bit more mysterious and abstract.
Uranus is the planet of innovation and change.
Okay.
And during this alignment, its energy could inspire us to break free from limitations, to embrace new ideas,
Right.
and to create positive change in our lives and in the world.
So Uranus is the rebel of the group,
Yes,
shaking things up and pushing us outside of our comfort zones.
you could say that. And then we have Neptune,
Right.
the planet of dreams,
Okay.
spirituality,
Oh.
and intuition.
Okay.
During this alignment, Neptune's energy might enhance our intuition, making us more sensitive to subtle energies
Right.
and more receptive to spiritual guidance.
So if someone's been wanting to develop their intuition
Yeah.
or connect more deeply with their spiritual side,
Right.
this could be a powerful time to do so.
Absolutely. It's a time to listen to your inner voice,
Okay.
to trust your gut feelings,
Right.
and to open yourself to the whispers of your soul.
This is all incredibly fascinating, but I'm sure some of our listeners are wondering how to actually put this cosmic toolkit to work in their lives. What advice would you give someone who wants to make the most of this alignment?
The most important thing is to be intentional.
Okay.
This alignment isn't a magic wand
Right.
that will automatically transform your life.
Right.
You have to meet the universe halfway.
Okay, so how do we do that?
Set clear intentions for what you want to create.
Okay.
Take aligned action
Ah,
and trust in the unfolding of your journey.
so it's not about sitting back and waiting for the universe to do all the work. It's about actively participating in the co-creation process.
Exactly. It's about harnessing the energies of the planets
Right.
to support your growth, your evolution, and the manifestation of your dreams.
That's empowering.
Yeah.
So what are some specific things people can do to align themselves with these planetary energies?
There are many different approaches,
Right.
but here are a few ideas. First, spend time in nature.
Okay.
Connect with the elements
Uh-huh.
and allow the natural world to ground and center you.
That's a great suggestion. Nature is such a powerful source of healing and renewal.
It is. You can also incorporate practices like meditation, visualization, and
Yeah.
journaling into your daily routine.
Right.
These practices can help you to quiet your mind,
Right.
connect with your intuition,
Right.
and set clear intentions for what you want to create.
Those are all great tools for self-reflection and inner work. What about something more action-oriented? How can we translate these energies into tangible changes in our lives?
Start by identifying the areas of your life
Okay.
where you feel most drawn to make changes.
Okay.
Is it your career,
Uh-huh.
your relationships,
Okay.
your health,
Right.
your creative expression?
I see.
Once you have a clear vision,
Yeah.
Break down your goals into smaller, actionable steps.
Yeah.
Then take consistent action, even if it's just one small step each day.
That's a great reminder that progress doesn't have to be overwhelming.
Yeah.
Small steps taken consistently can lead to big results.
Absolutely. And don't be afraid to ask for support along the way.
Hmm.
Connect with like-minded individuals.
Okay.
Seek guidance from mentors or teachers,
Mm-hmm.
and surround yourself with people who believe in your dreams and encourage your growth.
That's such an important point. We don't have to do this alone.
Mhm.
There are so many resources and support systems available to help us along our journeys.
Exactly. And remember,
Yeah.
this alignment is just the beginning.
Right.
It's a catalyst for transformation,
Okay.
a cosmic invitation to step into your fullest
Mhm.
potential
Right.
and to create a life that aligns with your soul's purpose.
That's beautifully said.
Mm.
And as we continue to explore the possibilities of this alignment, I think it's important to remember that we're not just individuals on separate journeys.
Yeah.
We're all interconnected, part of a collective tapestry of consciousness.
You're absolutely right. And this alignment,
Mm-hmm.
with its emphasis on interconnectedness and unity,
Right.
might just help us to remember that truth more deeply.
So how can we, as individuals, contribute to the collective shift in consciousness that we've been talking about?
It starts with our own personal transformation. As we heal ourselves, as we raise our vibration, as we step into our authenticity and power, we contribute to the collective upliftment of humanity.
So it's not just about focusing on our own individual growth,
Right.
but also about recognizing that our personal transformation has a ripple effect that impacts the world around us.
Exactly. And as we move deeper into this alignment, I encourage everyone to explore the ways in which they can be a force for good in the world. It's incredible to think about how this planetary alignment could shape our personal growth and spiritual evolution.
Really is. Last time, we assembled our cosmic toolkit,
Right.
exploring each planet's unique energy during the celestial event.
Absolutely.
Now let's dive into how we can use those tools for personal transformation.
A great starting point is self-reflection.
Okay.
This alignment encourages us to examine our beliefs,
Right.
values, and aspirations.
So it's kind of like taking inventory,
Exactly.
seeing if our internal world matches the external reality we're creating.
Precisely. And this introspection might reveal certain patterns or behaviors that no longer serve us.
What kind of patterns?
Maybe it's fear of taking risks,
Okay.
a tendency to people-pleaser, or self-sabotaging habits that keep us stuck.
Ah, I see. So how do we break free from these patterns and step into a more aligned version of ourselves?
This alignment empowers us to challenge those limitations. The potent energies of Mars and Uranus can ignite a fire within, encouraging us to break free from our comfort zones and step boldly into the unknown.
It's about reclaiming our agency and recognizing that we have the power to shape our reality.
Exactly. And while breaking free from old patterns can be challenging,
Right.
remember that Saturn's energy is also at play.
Okay.
It provides the discipline and structure needed to create lasting change.
So it's not just about impulsive action,
Right.
but rather making mindful choices that support our long-term growth and transformation.
Precisely. It's about using this cosmic energy to create a life that is truly authentic and aligned with our soul's purpose. And as we embark on this journey of transformation, remember, we're not alone. The universe is always supporting us, guiding us, and nudging us in the right direction.
And one of the ways the universe communicates is through synchronicities, right?
Absolutely.
Those meaningful coincidences that seem to appear just when we need them most.
Synchronicities are like whispers from the universe, guiding us along our paths, confirming that we're on the right track.
So during this alignment, we might experience an increase in synchronicities.
We might?
So it's essential to pay attention
Yes.
to those subtle signs and messages around us.
Exactly.
So what are some things our listeners can do to become more aware of synchronicities in their own lives?
Start by setting an intention to
Good.
be more receptive to the signs and messages.
Okay.
You might even keep a journal, specifically for recording synchronicities as they occur.
That's a great idea. It brings those subtle occurrences into conscious awareness. What else can enhance our sensitivity to these cosmic whispers?
Practices like meditation,
Okay.
mindfulness,
Uh-huh.
and spending time in nature can help us to quiet the mind and become more attuned to the subtle energies.
So it's about creating space for stillness and reflection, allowing ourselves to become more receptive to the whispers of our intuition and the guidance of the universe.
Exactly. And when we create that space, when we open ourselves to the possibility of synchronicity, we often find the universe responds in magical and unexpected ways.
I love that. But
Yeah.
speaking of magical and unexpected,
Right.
we can't forget about Comet ZTF 2025,
Right.
our celestial visitor during this alignment.
Exactly.
We've talked about its potential to symbolize those unexpected changes
Yeah.
and breakthroughs.
Uh-huh.
How can we embrace the energy of this comet
Right.
and navigate any unforeseen shifts that might occur?
The key is to stay flexible and adaptable.
Okay.
The comet's energy reminds us that life is full of surprises, and we can't always control what happens.
Right.
But we can control our reactions, our mindset, and our willingness to embrace the unknown.
So it's about surrendering to the flow of life, trusting that even unexpected changes can lead to growth and expansion.
Precisely. It's about seeing challenges as opportunities for learning and transformation, and trusting that we have the inner resources to navigate whatever comes our way.
That's a powerful perspective. But as we wrap up our exploration of this planetary alignment,
Yes.
I want to circle back to something we touched on earlier, the idea of finding balance.
Yes, balance is crucial, especially during times of heightened cosmic energy. We need to make sure we're nurturing all aspects of ourselves: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
What are some practical ways we can create more balance in our lives during this alignment and beyond?
Simple things like getting enough sleep,
Okay.
eating nourishing foods, and moving our bodies are essential for maintaining physical well-being.
It's easy to neglect those basics
Right.
when we get caught up in the excitement of this alignment
Yeah,
and the potential for transformation.
you're right. And beyond the physical, we also need to nurture our mental and emotional well-being. Practices like meditation, journaling, and spending time with loved ones can help us to process emotions, release stress, and cultivate inner peace.
And what about our spiritual well-being? How can we nurture that aspect of ourselves during this time?
This alignment, with its emphasis on spirituality and intuition, encourages us to deepen our connection with the divine. This might involve exploring different spiritual practices, connecting with nature, or simply spending time in quiet contemplation.
So it's about finding what resonates with us, what helps us to feel connected to something larger than ourselves.
Exactly. And as we cultivate balance in all areas of our lives, we create a solid foundation for navigating the changes and challenges that might arise during this alignment and beyond.
That's such an important reminder. We can't pour from an empty cup. It's essential to take care of ourselves so we can show up fully in our lives and contribute to the world in meaningful ways.
You're absolutely right. And as we conclude our deep dive into this extraordinary celestial event, I want to leave our listeners with a sense of hope and possibility.
I love that. What message would you like to share?
This planetary alignment is a rare and precious gift. It's a cosmic invitation to awaken to our true nature, to embrace our potential, and to co-create a more beautiful and harmonious world. Let's use this time wisely, let's support each other, and let's step boldly into the future with open hearts and a shared vision for a brighter tomorrow.
Beautifully said. And to our listeners, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the celestial wonders of 2025.
Yes, thank you.
May this alignment inspire you to dream big, to live with intention, and to make a positive difference in the world. Until next time, keep your eyes on the stars and your hearts open to the infinite possibilities of the universe.